Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. So, guys, I wanted to do a follow-up video about, the Andrade Canelo thing that we had on the live stream the other day. And you know what, guys? I will put up, what I'll do is I'll cut that video a little bit, the 2-hour video, and cut out the section where there was a good debate about Andrade and Canelo. Guys, before we get into it, smash the like button, give the like button a smash. Obviously, it helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I want to go into this Canelo and Andrade situation. You know what? Christian came on and, he got into a bit of a debate with Mike. And I thought that was brilliant viewing. And I thought it was brilliant, them going back and forth. Sometimes, things can get heated on there because you feel a certain way and some feels another way. I thought it was great viewing. It was great viewing from both. I think both of them were going at it, which they both believe. Both are very strong individuals and believe in what they say. And I will cut out that that debate we all had. I think it was about 10-15 minutes probably debate. So it was good just if we cut out that bit, and I'll upload that onto my YouTube channel. So stay out for that. And let's see if I do that tomorrow. Let's see, whenever I get time to cut it and put it up. But what I want to go into is that, Christian says that Canelo's ducking Andrade, and a lot of people, not just Christian, a lot of people seem to think that, Canelo didn't fight Andrade. Canelo had a chance to fight undisputed at 160 and he didn't do it. The fact of the point is here's what I believe, right? I don't care if Canelo ducked Demetrius Andrade at 160, right? Because Canelo Alvarez is fighting other stellar opponents for me. Right? I know Christian believes that Andrade's this, that, and the other, but I don't believe that. So for me, Andrade is just another champion that Canelo's fighting, that Canelo would be fighting. I don't look at Andrade as this stellar, great, fighter that some of his fans seem to think. Do you see what I mean? Until you're proven, right, and you're proven against the best, which Andrade isn't, right? I can't say this is some real good fighter just because of his skill sets alone. I can't. And this is why I disagreed with a lot of them about Boots Ennis. And I'm a big fan of Boots Ennis. I was the one that even said, I think he beats Ortiz. I think he beats a lot of guys. But when people say he's probably the best welterweight now and, he's pound for pound, I disagree with that because he's still a prospect, really. Just because of his skill set, that doesn't mean that we're going to start saying he beats Crawford. I don't agree with that at all, because you can't say he's going to beat Terence Crawford just on skill sets alone. Terence Crawford's been more battle tested. He's been proven at a much higher level than Boots Ennis. Even Spence, to say he beats Spence, come on. That's very premature. I'm not saying he can't with time, but to say that, if that fight was to happen tomorrow, I wouldn't be favoring him. Because not tested. His best win is against Sergey Lipnets. And that was probably a Sergey Lipnets past his best. And don't get me wrong, he absolutely destroyed Sergey Lipnets. But my point is that unproven. Yeah. To start putting him up there with the best when he's unproven, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. For me, like I said, resume is very important. Skill sets ain't everything, because your skill set, if you're fighting lower level competition, you're going to look much better than what you are, right? If you fight a guy that's, top level fighter, he's going to bring out flaws in your game. You're going to look more vulnerable. You're going to look more, there for the taking. When Canelo fought Golovkin, the fight wasn't easy, was it? The fights were hard. But when Canelo fought all these other guys that weren't as good as Golovkin, like your Billy Joes, your Callum Smith, Canelo looked unbelievable. But the fact is that even those guys are world-class fighters, and Canelo made them look average. Now, if you take Canelo's resume from December to November, it's already better than Billy Joe's whole career. If you take Andrade's career, it's already better from December to May. And you could say the same with Billy Joe and all the other Plant, Andrade, and Charlo. Like, and that just shows what level Canelo. I don't want to hear, well, Canelo thought Kovalev passed his best, because that Kovalev passed his best beats everybody at 168 and probably everybody at 160. Because there's no way for me that Andrade beats that Kovalev at 175. Or do you guys think that Andrade beats Kovalev at 175 when he was really a 154, moved up? He's not known for being a big power puncher, right? So you think he's gonna outbox Kovalev, who's a very good boxer himself, by the way? Yeah, might not be slick like Andrade, but he's got power, more power than Andrade. And he's also a very good boxer. We saw that with Ward when he, for me, won that first Ward fight. Yes, it was when Canelo fought him, he was more past his best. But that's beside the point. He was still a good fighter. And let's not forget, he was up on the cards for me. He was winning that fight until Canelo knocked him out. So the fact of the matter is, if Canelo doesn't fight Andrade and goes and fights Kovalev, right? Why are we saying that that's a duck? For me, that's even more credible of a fight at that point. Andrade's not fought nobody. He's not been in the ring with top level guys. We don't even know how good he is. I don't care whether he could have been undisputed. Canelo probably had his own pathway. You know, he's looking to become undisputed now. And there's a lot of people that think that Plant could beat Canelo. Canelo's not afraid of Demetrius Andrade, if that's what people are trying to say. Believe me, Canelo is not afraid of Demetrius Andrade. He is not. If he can fight Lara, he can fight Austin Trout, he can fight Floyd Mayweather, believe you me, he's not fight of Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is a 2-division world champion. Billy Joe was a 2-division world champion. Billy Joe's resume is better than Andrade's resume. And Billy Joe's resume, people... here in the UK, people criticize Billy Joe's resume. They say, what has he really done? Yeah, he's a 2-division world champion, but like, to be honest, I don't even like, when I look at Billy Joe's resume and I look at Andrade win at, for his second world title at middleweight, and I look Billy Joe's world title win at 168, I don't even know if I can count that. Like, the guy fought, what's that guy? Isufi. Billy Joe fought Isufi for a vacant belt. Andrade fought, he was meant to fight. And this is no fault of Andrade, because Andrade was meant to fight Billy Joe. So he was going to fight Billy Joe. So I have to give Andrade his flowers there, because he was going to step up. So that shows that Andrade's not afraid of stepping up, because he was going to step up against Billy Joe. And that, I know a lot of Andrade's fans may not think that was a 50-50 fight, but that was viewed as a 50-50 fight. There was a lot of people that thought Billy Joe can win, and there was a lot of people that thought that was the first real test in Andrade's career. That was the first real live opponent that you could say that where, Andrade could lose this fight. Even though I would have favored Andrade to win against Billy Joe, and I know some of you may disagree there, but I would have favored Andrade. He's taller, he's longer, he's a bit more, his punches are a little bit more spiteful. For me, he's got the quicker hands. Billy Joe might be the more slicker guy, but I think Andrade's physicality, height, reach may be the difference in that fight. But again, it would have been a very good fight. The point I'm trying to make is that Canelo's fought Callum Smith, Billy Joe, and even Callum Smith has got a better win on his resume than Andrade. Callum Smith beat George Groves, who's better than anyone that Andrade's fought. Billy Joe beat Andy Lee, David Lemieux. I'm not saying these are Hall of Famers, but these are solid wins. And Andrade hasn't even got like a Lemieux type fighter on his resume, in my opinion. So Andrade, is it fair to say that Andrade may have the weakest resume out of anyone maybe that's been a 2-division world champion? I don't know any, is there? Is there anyone that's a 2 division world champion that's got a weaker resume than that? Like, because his resume, and people may say he's avoided. And like I said, he was gonna fight Billy Joe. But my point that I'm trying to make, that in Andrade's time, and I say this all the time, Andrade's been champion for ages. Like, he's been around for a very, very long time. For him not to be able to secure, even if he was going to fight Billy Joe, even prior to that, what is the issue with this guy or Andrade securing a big fight? So I don't care the fact that Canelo avoided that fight and for me and fought Kovalev, which at the time was a more dangerous fight and a better fight for Canelo and a financially a more appealing fight. That's another thing that someone like Christian doesn't bring up. Canelo fought Kovalev for a fight that was financially more lucrative than the Andrade fight. You're not telling me that he was going to get paid as much money to fight Andrade, right? To fight Kovalev. That wasn't as big a fight. It wasn't. But my point here is, I believe Canelo will fight Andrade. I believe Canelo will fight Andrade. But like someone pointed out on the live stream, what we don't want to hear is then if Canelo fights Andrade and beats him, right? Oh, well, Canelo waited for Andrade to get old. And Canelo, old man, like, come on. I don't want to hear that sort of nonsense then. If Canelo, because then it's just like you clearly see that people are being biased. I still think people are being biased now. The reason why I stand up for Canelo, because there's no one with a resume like him. And I know some people say, well, his resume is trash. You can go through any fighter's resume in the history of boxing, bar one or two or a couple of fighters that were like, Sugar Ray Robinson or, Muhammad Ali or, guys, or Sugar Ray Leonard, guys of that level, right? Probably you can't criticize their resume. But most people, even Floyd, any of the current modern day fighters, you can go through any of their resumes. And if you just say you want to push a certain narrative, you can easily look to trash somebody's resume. It's not hard to do. But when you compare Canelo's resume to any champion today or any fighter today, it doesn't compare. It's way better, even if he fought certain guys past their best. Because even if he fought guys past their best, right, at one point they were great. And those names that he's fighting slightly past their best are much better than fighting guys with no names and guys that aren't that great at all and were never any good. Because at least those guys that are slightly past their best bring experience to the ring. What do guys that Andrade's been fighting? Like, Andrade's best win is probably Liam Williams. Has he got a better win than that? Liam Williams is a good fighter. But for a guy that's a 2-division champion to fight a guy and his best win is against somebody that's never been a former world champion, I think tells you that how poor, his resume is. So the problem I have is, why am I going to criticize Canelo for not fighting Andrade when I look down Andrade's resume and there's not any great fight, like he's not had any big fights. He's not had any fights where you can say, wow, he's fought another champion. That's a 50-50 fight. Not one. And he's had a long, like I said to you, Andrade's been around for ages. I remember Andrade fighting in 2013, like against Brian Rose. So he's getting on. He needs to get a move on. Otherwise, before Andrade knows it, he's going to be way, way past his 36. And people are going to be saying, oh, what could it have been? The same because Billy Joe's saying he's going to retire if he don't get a Eubank fight. I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. But this is what I'm trying to say, that their careers are going to pass them by. So in Andrade's case, it's about he needs to fight top fighters. He needs a Charlo or Golovkin, desperately needs. Because now they're talking about Andrade fighting somebody else that, is not top level. So I don't know what Andrade is gonna do, and I feel for him because I don't think it's all his fault. And I do agree with Christian that it's not all his fault. But at the end of the day, where are we gonna place the blame? You can't say, oh, well, no fighter wants to fight him. And, you know, there's been many fighters like Lara, Rigondeaux, guys that were very, very good fighters, and they got big fights eventually. So the problem is we have to put the blame on Andrade in the sense that surely there's somebody out there that he can fight. You know, can he move up a weight? Can he go up and fight Benavidez? Like sometimes if you're not getting a fight, you sometimes need to go out of the way to prove you're great. Now, Christian thinks he could beat Beterbiev. So does Andrade believe in his skill set to that extent where he believes he can go up and beat Beterbiev? Or he can go up to 175, because I assure you, the guys at 175 will have no problem in fighting Beterbiev. Could he go up and fight a Bivol? Could he go up and fight a Benavidez? That's another fight that people think is avoided. That would be a great fight. So what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.